What's up, players? Hey, what's up? I'm going to go live on YouTube for the earnings. So, as predicted, Amazon sold off, and we never go down. So it was already a buy. We're already bought and sold it, and I'm hoping that it rolls over. And again, we're right back to regular trading. Hoping the market pulls back so we can buy it, and that's basically the theme since April 9th. Since the massive candle, since Trump told you to buy the market because he was going to renege and not do any deals and basically apologize to the world for trying to fuck us. But at least it gave us a heads up about an hour in advance of him canceling all the plans. And again, and then within, 4 or 5 days of being inside that candle, we're already back to the point where nobody cares. So did the bull market ever leave? When did we really get the big bounce, right? When was the bottom in? When they actually called it a bear market, right? Bull market never ends. We never go down. More importantly, tonight, if you're interested, we're gonna party. So I'll put some music on at 6. Schmooze room. If you don't know what I'm talking about, email me, kennyglick@AOL.com. Need a password to get in. For you silver fans, look what I got in the mail today. Ooh. Got my Morgan silver bars. And as a free present, they sent me a Morgan too, just for fun. A little beat up, but whatever. It's free. Sort of free. Did you guys see my bottle signed by Brian Shannon? Hey, I want to show you something, guys. Remember that IPO, the EPWK, which we, kind of, assume it was kind of scammy. If you went to the website, I mean, it basically says we're a scam. We're not a real company, and LOLs. Pretty much that's what the website looks like. Go take a look at it. It's kind of hilarious, right? So this is EPWK and again, the only reason we bought it was Andy Dufresne, $5 IPO. 5 gets you 750, 750 gets you 10, 10 gets you 10, 1250, 1250 gets you 15, 15 gets you 17, 50, 750 gets you 20. Now that you got into the 20s, no doubt this thing's going to 30. And if it goes into 30, it's going to 50. If it gets into 50s, it goes to 80. 80 gets you 120. But here's the crazy part. Look at the just intraday chart on 30 days. That's not human beings doing that. That's an accumulation. That's an institutional accumulation chart where you haven't broke trend, right? Since we bought it, right? You broke trend once. That was the last of the faux show, bro. And that's February. That's April 9th, right? No, wait, hang on. When did this come out? No, that's not the 9th. I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on a second. I don't need 30 days. Here's 20 days. February 23rd. Oh man, it seems like it was so long ago. February 23rd. It's only a week. Okay. It seems like it was like 2 weeks. But that is a steady. That is not, as much as it seems like it's gone parabolic, the first day, generally any stock that goes from 4 to 8 is generally pumping up, especially coming out of China. But then it consolidated. And look at that. That's on a, these are hourlies. If you could even just go like on a minute, like 15 days on a 5-minute chart. That is steady accumulation. And if this wasn't a Chinese stock, I would say this is something I would absolutely love, but it doesn't matter. Inevitably, it's going to zero, right? But it's different in the fact that it's a steady accumulation since that break. So you got to keep looking at this thing, and you got to assume it's going to 25, possibly 30. When it dumps, it's going to go back to zero. We all know that. but that's very unique to see. That is a steady institutional flow of buys, and amazing, just absolutely amazing how it never broke trend for over a week and a half. But here's your Amazon chart. Let me show you why I just bought it. All it did was retrace to back where it came from. There is your 15-day VWAP, right? So there's today's VWAP, and then 5 days. So, more importantly, look at the price. Look at my face. Look at his face. It's my quant. Look at the low prints. Why are my charts all bugged out? Hold on a second. Oh, now I know why. Because it is May 1st. I think it was still in July. I think in April. Like, why does everything say May? I'm like, oh, right. It's May today. I forgot. Wow. So yeah, look, just did some quick. We'll show you this tonight on the schmooze. So just your classic faux show right there. I mean, the low of the day, it's very subtle. It was 180, and here it went to 179, 88. That's it. That's as subtle as it can be. Breaks the low of the day, starts to come back. So once it broke back over this level, I gave it a shot. 184. Why not? You see kind of like that double top area right there. And then it hit 184. And then I bought 184 and retraces back to, I sold obviously into this move, 185. And, during this candle, I was selling into that. And now hopefully we get to do it again. And while you're sitting here, let me just show you. You want to talk about boring? I'll show you boring. Microsoft. But boring and monotonous was the name of the game today. So shorted it once, made a little bit. That was pre-market. Shorted it, had to get out, small gain. Shorted it again. And then where was the one I shorted more? I shorted more here, looking like it was about to break down. I almost got faux showed, had to cover. So I had a profit, turned it into a loss by adding to it, got out, whatever. Another chance to short it, did it. That was 432. This time I covered on the way down, profit, sideways, did nothing, starts to come out of that range. I'm covering, I'm out. And then late day, I just happened to walk back into the office. I really wasn't, really paying attention to the market for the last, between 2 and 3. And then here, this is about $3. This is at about 315, I think it was, or about 240, 250. And during this little move right there, I was like, you know what? I give it another shot. 430, looking at a buck risk, and you actually got a pretty decent move down to 426 this time. So, boring is good. So, again, back to the premise of VWAP, I'm coming in bullish again tomorrow, right? No doubt. Until it proves me wrong. There he is. It's our DG. What's up, Yeah, let me put it up. Hold on a second. And I actually don't. I'm 2 minutes away from Apple earnings. Hold on, let me see. Ems. Hit it. No, I can't figure out where this music's coming from. Hold on. Oh, lazy eyes blasting from the Silver Sun pickups. All right, go. Yeah, I hear you. We're expecting it to stock to go down and then up and then down some more and then back up. Got that exactly. All right, pump in some tunes. Let's see if it works. Pump in some tunes. All right. All right, I'm hanging up. I'll give you a thumbs up. I lost it. I accidentally shut CNBC. Oh, crunch. Hey, I was right. Down, then up, and then down. See, I'm a genius. Sounds good. All right, sounds great. I'll call you in a little while after I eat. After we get through this choparuski here. Peace. It's not about meta anymore. You held meta. Meta was last night. You made it. There is no reason to hold overnights. Still, last night you had a reason, but we want them to shake the market out tomorrow morning. So hopefully Apple does stay down. Amazon stays slightly down. Let them wash them out. Get everybody convinced that we're not going to rally and do exactly what we did on Wednesday and annihilate the shorts. And I think if that does pan out and we do, if Amazon winds up going green, Apple starts, goes back into the green, I don't think anyone's going to want to be short anymore. And we might get, another parabolic move right above today's high and then, get to that 492. So if I had to predict what was going to happen, that's exactly what I think is going to happen. So right now, you don't want to see Apple recover. You don't want to see Amazon recover. And if anything, you'd rather see Reddit getting smacked too, at some point tonight. Have them all. If they were all opening up red tomorrow, it would have scared everybody. Reddit's up 20% right now. Amazon's basically flat. And, Apple's only down 2 points. So and don't forget, kids, any stability in the market tomorrow, you get a chance to short UVXY. Because remember, this thing is still hovering near 30. It's going to go to $20. And usually they crush it. They crush it on Mondays and Fridays. So even if the market's not up big tomorrow, like I'm thinking, UVXY is going to go down. And that's going to be a good trade because you're going to be able to get the $30 puts, hopefully 29.50s. And if I'm right, we give way and you're looking at 29 lotto plays. So definitely address that. But it's all got to plan. It's all got to work out the way I'm talking about. We got to gap down, have the volatility peak, in the morning. Give me an hour worth of selling, convince the shorts they're onto something, and then we take all their money. Give me that money. So if you guys haven't seen my new prized possession, a signed autograph is redundant, an autographed bottle of tequila from Brian Shannon. It says, Kenny, in VWAP we trust. I forgot what award he won, but he gave him a gift bag. And it's funny that we're all in the same, like me, Phil Perlman, Brian Shannon, Howard, we all have no hair. And we're all like, yeah, I'm not really drinking so much anymore. I'm not smoking weed anymore. It's like, I guess we're all like 53, 54 and realized, hey, you know what? We can't be doing this too much. I had 4 or 5, but about 4 or 5. And then I took a couple of hits right before the second comedian went on. Good thing I did because he was kind of slow, but the, the higher I got, the funnier he became. And then I did a Kanye West when JC didn't win the award. I just jumped up on stage and I accepted the award anyway. I booed the guy who won. He was if he was there live, I would have probably done that. He filmed his acceptance speech and they showed it on the camera, so I was like, boo. And then I grabbed the mic. So I think we're just going to be sitting in this chop for a while until they, the conference call forward guidance. Did they actually do they did $100 billion buyback? That's already been announced and the stock's not ripping. Ooh, that's interesting. So speaking of Shannon, we're going to conclude, all this. I'm going to have him on the show either next week or the week after. I got to see I forgot which day I'm going to be out, but I'm not going to be around. I got my son's college graduation. I got a Grateful Dead event in the park. Steve Leisman plays a free show in the park with his band. That's 2 Thursdays from now. And then May 8th, I'm not here, so there's no schmooze next week. So we should get him on probably the week after. The 8th, the 15th. Yeah, maybe the 15th. And then I'm going to graduation. All right, that's my 2 cents. Well, I'm going to come back. We'll address all this stuff later. Email me if you haven't joined the schmooze yet. If you don't know, it's the other room. By the way, people who are hearing me in the Hit the Bid room, just use the link. I think you all have it. I'll give it to you again. Copy. Here is your schmooze link. Click that. You guys know the password. And everyone's invited except that guy. I won't even mention his name. That guy knows who I'm talking about. And also, equally important, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on with Joel Elkanen and Dennis Dick. I'm not sure if they don't do the combo show anymore. I think Joel just runs the whole thing now. But hopefully the guy there that criticizes me about wearing a sweatshirt, over 50 hooded sweatshirt guy. So I'm gonna probably dress up in a tuxedo tomorrow to be on the show. So it should be a hoot. I gotta find my bow tie. All right. Email me. I'll be putting some music on in about an hour and a half. I'll be back, and then I'll be back on around 8. And then DJ, let's call it 9:45. And I'll see you when I see you.